Now then, I'm Carl, it's a Studio In Car, and behind me is Simon Gregg's Defender 90 BOND Edition, supercharged V8, absolute monster. Let's take a look at it. So as per most Defenders, Simon's major gripe was resonance from the front doors. And that's not just rattling and buzzing, there's a strange harmonic in that door coming from the Meridian system and its coupled speaker and the door, and it creates this horrible, hard to listen to frequency. It needs to be gone, and it is gone now. This car has had the Symposed engine sound, we've turned it off. It's had the Morel Vitus Nano 3-way set with mid-bass that are, no word of a lie, I don't know, 10-15 mil deep. Ridiculous, have a look. There's a 2-inch mid-range in there for the location in the door in these. It's very small, very tight. It's a very impressive speaker, that. And then the tweeter, you know, the Verse tweeter is just a lovely piece of kit. So yeah, they're 3-way active there. We've got 2-way active Morel in the rear. And we've got the Audison AFM 12.14. Now I spec this with the AFM 8.14. It doesn't have enough inputs. This is a fully active multi-speaker system, so we need to step the amplifier up a little bit. The new AFM1D mono amplifier, which is playing to the new Morel Slimline PS10 Ultimo subwoofer. So it's an impressive looking little thing, and yeah, bottom end's lovely in this. So this has also had a step up rear floor. So the 90s, it's no secret that there's just plenty of space underneath the floor if it's not some form of hybrid or spec'd in such a way that they've used that area. Simon wanted his floor level to be even with the rear seats when they're down, so that he can load stuff in there on a flat surface rather than a stepped surface, which was our chance to fabricate something quite special, something that looks quite OEM. It is right up my street, the way that this this sort of rear fabrication looks, you know. So that houses the subwoofer, and it also has like a 240 accessory socket. So we've put that in another little chamber, and then we've put them a little box together, which has things like the lock and wheel nut key, the stud replacement for putting on the wheel, and we've put the jack in there under the floor. We've also put in that pack of 6mm Allen key, so that whoever needs to get access to the jack can use that 6mm Allen key to release the subwoofer enclosure or the fabrication that we've made, lift it up, pull the jack out and put it back in, you know. So that's all thought through. It's a lovely job this. Simon's given us plenty of time, he always does. So we've sort of stretched our legs on little bits like that. What else has been done? There's a bass controller, cute little bass controller for the AFM1D, so he can tune bass on the fly, you know, whether he's listening to a podcast or 80s music, new music, whichever. You can just dial that in and out as you see fit. And that's about it. The spec for this was no external controllers other than a simple bass knob, so you didn't want any sort of DRCs or any other settings like that. Just a massive improvement over stock. There's no halfway houses with these cars. You have to kind of go all in to get them to sound good. They're so compressed, and the Meridian sort of sound processing just steps on everything so much. It is absolutely dreadful to start with. I don't know how you can get it so anyone with ears can hear that they're just how miserable they are to listen to. So all of that's gone now. She's sounding good in there, so he'll be able to listen and drive and yeah, have that emotive experience that a car like this deserves. So let's take a look around it, and I'll show you the fabrication, and I'll show you the relatively stock but lovely interior. What a spec this car is, it's gorgeous. Let's go. Right, let's start with the boot, shall we? Have a look around here. The lighting's not ideal at the moment, but as you can see there, there's some gorgeous fabrication going on. You can see the subwoofer there, and if I pop you down on this floor, look, under here is the 240 plug socket, so you can pull up, plug your fridge in, plug your hairdryer in. It already has a fridge in the centre console. You can pop that back in, and that sits in there. You can load on top of it. Subwoofer sits in there, and I'll show you that now too. This is Morel's Ultimo Slim. This isn't designed really, you don't need to bother with this, but that's the subwoofer there. Completely flat front carbon face to the cone. Quite shallow profile, it's around 3 inches. And then our trim panel just sits right back on top. And that flush fits into there, so that won't move. And you can load straight on top of that as well. So yeah, functional, looks good. I wanted it to look like Land Rover had put that in there. Wanted this split vinyl carpet trim. I just think it looks really nice and OEM. It's a little bit lighter on the camera than it is in person. It's quite a well matched colour. But yeah, it's quite an intense fit, that, because you have to have absolutely everything out, rear quarters, the lot, and you know, we were doing rear speakers anyway. So up front, so visually we have the tweeter builds with the Morel tweeters on there. This gets you on axis, so as you can see from that one right there, if we zoom you in, bear with me, it's pointing right at us in the driving position, just across our face. Lovely things. In the factory Meridian grills, we've got the Virtus Nano mid-range and the Virtus Nano mid-base. Tiny profile. And then in this OEM blank, we have our base controller. We always try our best to minimise permanent fixture of anything. So drilling things through panels that are expansive sort of panels that span from front to back or left to right for a replacement, you know, that they may require an entire dash or an entire centre console. We try our best not to do that, so we'll always go for something like a blank that's, you know, just available from stock for pennies really. Now this is a CarPlay product, so of course every part of the system runs, and it's, you know, it's fully sound deadened as well. So in exterior panel, door panel, inner door panels, there's multiple inner door panels, this whole thing comes off, windows get pinned up. Yeah, so it's had extensive sound deadening as well. But the whole system works from the original Land Rover system. There's no need for any auxiliary controllers or anything like that. It's not like you have to get in there and do anything different than you would. You would get in there as you would, either plug your phone in or wireless CarPlay or whatever you would prefer to do, and press play and away you go. It should be a completely non-intrusive thing, having a system like this done. So yeah, don't be concerned if you're watching and considering a Defender upgrade that you may have to jump through hoops to get it to work. We have to jump through hoops to get it to work, but you won't. It should be quite a simple thing to use afterwards. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that. This is a really special Defender, this one. I didn't realise how special it was until it turned up. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to work with. It's been a pleasure to do another car for Simon. Simon's been through plenty of times now, loves what we do. So yeah, got a Defender, give us a shout. I'm Carl, it's a studio in car, and this is a 90 BOND Edition Defender. Alright, take it easy.